Hey, thank you all for joining. Again, this is the Understanding Your AVA Bill Solar Billing Plan webinar. My name is Gabrielle. I am the Account Rates and Equity Analyst with AVA Community Energy. And today we'll be reviewing SBP. So just a brief agenda of the webinar today. I'll be giving an overview of AVA in case you're not very familiar with us, then an overview of Solar Billing Plan, and then we'll be going through the bills. So on October 24th, 2023, East Bay Community Energy became AVA Community Energy. So we are the same agency, we just changed our name and branding. And what is AVA Community Energy? AVA is a local community choice power supplier committed to providing Alameda County and the city of Tracy with clean, green electricity at lower rates. And AVA is the default provider of electricity generation service for all customers in the jurisdictions that we serve. So that means that customers are automatically enrolled in AVA service and continue to be billed by PG&E. AVA is a not-for-profit public agency that reinvests earnings back into the community to create local green energy jobs, local energy programs, and clean power projects. And if you're not sure if you are a customer, all of the dark green cities are cities that we currently serve. And Stockton and Lathrop joined AVA as well and will begin service in April 2025. So how does this work? As an AVA customer, you are a customer of both AVA and PG&E. AVA buys from and is building clean power plants, and then we sell the power to customers at lower rates. PG&E continues to deliver the power to customers, and customers pay PG&E for power delivery as they always have. And then you get the benefits. So some benefits that AVA offers, we have lower rates than PG&E. We have local control and we reinvest locally in our community. Our board of directors is composed of democratically elected leaders from each jurisdiction that we serve, and our board meetings are open to the public. We are also focused on sustainability, and we offer customers a choice and many customer programs focused on electrification and resiliency. And as an AVA customer, you do have some options for your power. We have a Bright Choice service, which has 50% renewable energy at rates set 5% below PG&E generation rates. And then we also have Renewable 100, which is 100% California solar and wind energy at 1/4 cent per kilowatt hour above PG&E rates. AVA customers also have the option to return to PG&E for generation service. And now we'll dive into solar billing plan. So this is a quick agenda of everything we'll cover today. First, what is the solar billing plan? Who is eligible? How is it different from NEM 2? What compensation will I receive for exports under SBP? And then how do the monthly and annual statements look? So first, what is the solar billing plan? This is the successor program to NEM 2 for customers with solar panels or other self-generation technologies. So this is the new billing for all solar customers. And SBP is intended to fairly compensate customers for excess generation, reduce the cost shift from solar to non-solar customers, and encourage the adoption of solar with storage. So if you interconnect, install solar, then you would still apply for interconnection with PG&E, and you would be automatically enrolled in both AVA and PG&E's SBP program. SBP is changing the way that you are compensated for exports to the grid. And then just a note that you may hear this referred to as the net billing tariff, NBT, or NEM 3.0, and those are all referring to the same thing. AVA and PG&E are both calling it the solar billing plan. And who is eligible for SBP? Again, this is for new solar installs. So if your interconnection application was completed on or after April 15th, 2023. In addition, customers that completed a full 20 years on NEM 1 or 2 will transition to SBP. And then existing solar customers who modify or repair their generator and increase their generation capacity by 1 kilowatt or 10% of their current system size will also be transitioned to SBP. And a couple of transition details. This is only for customers that were previously on NEM and are transitioning to SBP. Customers will automatically transition after their PG&E NEM true-up date. So you'll get to complete a full NEM true-up cycle, and then you'll transition to SBP. PG&E's SBP program launched in April of 2024, and AVA's launched in July. And this is only for residential customers. Non-residential implementation has been delayed until 2026. Also, if you have NEM credits on your AVA account at the time of your transition, those will automatically transfer to your SBP credit balance. And this chart shows the key differences between NEM and SBP. So first is the residential rate. This is the rate that you are billed on for energy that you use from the grid. So with NEM 2.0, customers could be on any time of use rate. Time of use means that the amount you pay per kilowatt hour changes depending on the time of day you use it. With solar billing plan, all customers are required to be on electric home or the ELEC rate. This is another time of use rate, but it has a $15 a month fixed charge, but lower dollar per kilowatt hours. And then the second row is monthly versus annual billing. So this is basically when you get charged for consumption. On NEM 2.0, most customers had annual billing for PG&E charges, which is the delivery portion of your bill. And AVA offered both monthly or annual billing for generation charges. With SBP, all customers will be on monthly billing. And then the monthly export compensation, this is the amount that you get in credits for your monthly exports to the grid. And with an M2, this was based on the retail value, which was the same amount that you would pay for energy. With SBP, this is changing to the energy export credit value. This amount varies hourly, and I'll be reviewing this in a later slide. In addition, customers may be eligible for additional bonus credits for their exports with solar billing plan. And lastly is the annual cash out value. This is the amount that you actually get paid at the end of the year for surplus generation throughout the year. With NEM2, this was based on the net surplus compensation rate, or the wholesale rate of energy. And with SBP, this is based on the NSC value again, but it is minus the approximate value of credits that were already received for the same exported energy during the year. Okay, this slide is a lot, but I'll try and walk through it with you. So this is all of the various export compensation that you may receive as an SBP customer. So the first column is the energy export credit. This is the amount that all customers get paid for their exports to the grid. Again, this is the rate that varies hourly based on time of day and season. Next is the energy export bonus credit. This is only for new voluntary residential solar installs. And so if you were previously on NEM, you would not be eligible for this bonus credit. And this is for customers who install solar in the first 5 years of SBP through 2027. They get this additional bonus credit for 9 years. The next two columns are AVA-specific credits that we are offering our customers. The first is the AVA Care Fairer credit, which is for all SBP Care Fairer customers. And they'll get an additional penny per kilowatt hour for all exports. Next is the AVA Peak Hours credit, which is for all non-Care Fairer SBP customers. And this is an additional 0.025 per kilowatt hour for exports during our peak hours of 3 to 8 p.m. And finally, the last column is the net surplus compensation rate, which is the amount that you would get paid at the end of the year. So this is valued at the NSC rate times your surplus kilowatt hours minus the approximate value of energy export credits already received during the year. Okay, now I'm going to go through each of the credits in a little bit more detail. So first is that energy export credit rate that everybody receives for their exports. It varies by hour and season, and it reflects the value of the power provided at the time that you export. So in the chart, you'll see 3 different colors. The green indicates when you would get the highest value for credits. This is typically between 4 and 9 p.m. And then the gray indicates the lowest value for credits. And this is typically between 9 and 3 p.m. when there's already a lot of solar on the grid. And so you may be wondering when you would receive that highest value for credits when the sun is setting and there's no solar energy. And typically, if customers have batteries, then they would be able to discharge during these peak hours or evening hours and maybe get higher credits. And next are the bonus credits. So again, the energy export bonus credit is for new voluntary residential installs, and it's intended to incentivize early solar adoption on SBP. You can see the rates vary based on the year that you interconnect, as well as if you are Care Fairer or live in a disadvantaged community. And then on the right are the AVA specific credits, which are bonus credits to encourage exports when most valuable to AVA customers and also help low-income customers. And now we'll go through the bill. So the SBP monthly statement now separates imports and exports. So you get charged for imports and then credited for exports. The charges and credits are then summed each month to calculate your monthly bill. And credits from prior months will roll over and can be used to cover charges. All excess credits will roll over to the following bill. Oops, sorry. Okay. And then this is the PG&E page of an SBP bill. I've highlighted a couple line items here. First, I want to point out that the first section is called Energy Produced. This is where PG&E is showing you what you would have paid them for generation service. And then I've highlighted the generation credit. So since PG&E is no longer providing you generation service as an AVA customer, you get the generation credit and you are not charged for generation. Then I've highlighted the power charge indifference adjustment and franchise fee surcharge. These are both fees that PG&E adds onto your bill, but they are factored into our rate setting process and credited back to you on our page of the bill, which you'll see. So here is the AVA page of the bill. And I've just separated these out in different colors. So on top is where you'll see the charges for imports. Imports is energy that you use from the grid. Then in blue, you'll see credits for exports, which is surplus energy that you generated and are putting back onto the grid. And then in red, it shows where the credits are used and applied this bill cycle. So these are from past months when you have a credit balance and you use them up to cover this month's charges. And just below the charges for imports, you'll see a power charge indifference adjustment credit and franchise fee surcharge credit. Those are the credits for the line items on the previous page of the bill where you were charged for those. And now we are crediting them back to you. And then below that is a Bright Choice line item. Since this customer is on our Bright Choice service, they get an additional discount. And I'll be reviewing the next few line items in the next couple of slides. But I just want to point out that everything below that red section where it says AVA Energy Export Bonus Credit, all of those line items are just informational to help you understand the bill and tell you your current SBP balance. Okay, so going on to those lines, the first one you'll see is energy export credits earned this cycle and energy export bonus credits earned this cycle. And this separates out those two credit balance banks. And then on the right, this is a chart that will be added soon to bills. It'll show up on this same page just under your total AVA charges. And this shows you your total SBP balance bank. So you'll get to see the beginning balance, earned this period, applied this period, and then the remaining balance. And the earned this period line item, $5.53, should match up with the sum of your energy export credits earned and energy export bonus credits earned this cycle. The next line item on the bill is credits used this cycle to offset charges. And this is a negative 48.19, which shows up in parentheses. This should match up with the applied this period line item on the chart. And also appears higher up on the bill because this is used to calculate your monthly bill. Since your credits are pulled from that month, they are included in the transactional line items. The next few line items are the current energy export credit balance, current energy export bonus credit balance, and then current SBP balance, which is the sum of both of those. And this should line up with your remaining balance, which appears on the chart. And then the annual statement, we'll look at a customer's annual true-up statement. So every April is AVA's cash out period, which is when you'll receive this annual statement. You do have a separate true-up with PG&E, which may not align with our April cash out. If your AVA cash out is less than $100, it will stay on your bill as a credit. And if it is more than $100 or $100, you will automatically be sent a check. Checks are typically sent June through July following the April true-up period. So here is an annual true-up statement. I've only highlighted here the additional line items that don't appear on the monthly statement. So first is the AVA true-up net usage. This is your surplus generation throughout the year in kilowatt hours. And if you produced more electricity than you used, you will be compensated for surplus generation via the net surplus compensation rate, which is the next line item, net surplus compensation value. This is converting your surplus kWh into a dollar amount. And then the approximate value of credits that were already received for the same 508 kilowatt hours will be debited from your payout. On the bill, this is called the true-up value adjustment. You can see this line item, negative $50.04. After that calculation and adjustment, this customer is left with $0 as a payout. And that is indicated in the Your AVA Surplus Credit line item. And that is the end of the presentation. So I will take questions. I'm seeing a lot of questions about a separate AVA and PG&E true-up. Yes, there are separate true-ups. You have both a generation and delivery true-up. So this is just AVA's true-up and AVA's page of the bill. PG&E will have a separate time frame, which is typically based on when you interconnected your system. I'm also seeing, where do I find my AVA bill? It is one page of your PG&E bill. So you'll get this monthly from PG&E, and the AVA page is just another page. You can see here. How do you join Bright Choice? You can select this option on our website or by calling our call center or emailing us. I think someone can put in the web link, but I think it is avaenergy.org/change my plan. And another question, at what point can we tell how much everything costs that month? Use generation and a total number. Yeah, I haven't included here, but the first page of your PG&E bill just has a total charges with AVA's generation charges, PG&E's delivery charges, gas charges, and everything is just summed on the first page of your bill. And then on each page, it goes into details for each of those separate charges. So down here, you'll see total AVA community energy electric generation charges. That's what you'll be charged each month for your monthly charges with AVA. See a question on benefits of being with AVA. Go back to that slide. Some benefits, we do offer lower rates. We have the Bright Choice service, which is set 5% below PG&E rates. We are a local not-for-profit agency, so we have local control and we have board meetings open to the public. And we do offer customer programs that you can sign up for on our website. Some questions about the can you recommend any companies to evaluate the effectiveness of our solar system? No, we can't speak to any companies specifically. But I would reach out to whoever installed your system to ask them for some kind of performance report. And if you are seeing some weird patterns, like suddenly you're not producing anything, I would reach out. I see a comment. I've doubled my panels and my energy bill has increased. I will say PG&E's rates have been going up, so that may be the cause, but you may also want to look into if your system is working correctly. And if I am on AVA, how am I earning any credit with PG&E? That's a good question. So you'll still be getting monthly credits from PG&E for delivery charges. Go back to the bill. Oh, actually, yeah, you'll still be getting like these energy export credit rates, energy export bonus credits from PG&E for delivery charges, but the net surplus compensation is only for generation service. So that would only be coming from AVA. But you'll still be getting monthly credits on your bill from PG&E. Oh, let's see. I see a question about, I think it's the true-up value adjustment, asking how that could be larger than the NSC rate. And the true-up value adjustment is based on like an average of real usage or real energy export credit rates that customers sent to the grid over a year period. So if customers are actually exporting during peak hours, then that rate will be a lot higher. A question is the true up you are talking about different than the one we have been dealing with for the past 20 years? I thought the true up was being gotten rid of for a monthly bill. Yes, it's slightly different. The terminology is a little challenging. We call it true up or cash out. But now instead of being billed annually by PG&E, you get a monthly bill. So you'll be charged each month for what you use from the grid. But still at the end of the year, you'll be paid if you have excess generation. So that's the annual true up that I'm referring to, is when you would get paid by AVA for surplus generation. I think I'm getting, what is a Care Fair customer? Care and Fair are discount programs that you may qualify for that can give you up to a 20% discount on your electricity bill. You can look at pgne.com/care if interested. Does AVA allow exports from batteries? Yes, so if you have a battery set up, then you can definitely make use of that and try and export during peak hours when you get paid more, and try and use during those lower cost hours in the middle of the day. I think I see some like specific account questions, which I can't speak to because I don't have your bill in front of me. So I think for that, it'd be best to call our call center. With Ava's monthly bill, is the expectation the monthly bill to be paid monthly and the annual true-up in April is just for the rollover balance? Yes, I think you're saying the right thing with Ava's monthly bill and now PG&E's monthly billing for SBP. You will pay for charges monthly, and then the annual true-up in April is when we would pay you for surplus generation. Okay, question about the large difference between monthly credit earned and credit applied. Oh, yeah, I think here you're referring to credits for exports applied is negative or $48.19. Credits earned in this case is 35 cents plus 398 plus 155. So yeah, this credits apply this bill cycle as pulling from your SBP balance, which may be from multiple months in the past. And that's being used to cover this month's charges for imports. Credits for exports is just what you earned this month for exports to the grid. Yes. Again, I think there's some confusion about the monthly uh, billing and annual true-up. You do get charged each month for everything you use from the grid, and excess or exports to the grid are paid for each year in April. Since solar is kind of cyclical, it makes sense for it to be on like an annual cycle, since you may generate credits during the summer months and then use them up in the winter. And then if there's anything left over, we would pay you in April. Or can you see how long your true-up cycle is? Everyone should have a 1-year true-up cycle. Ava's true-up or cash out is always in April, unless you close your account, then we would true you up. And with PG&E, your true-up would depend on when you interconnected your system, which you can find spelled out on the bill. It should say when your true-up is. You can also call us if you want to speak to someone. And yes, as an Ava customer, you are charged by both Ava and PG&E, but again, you get this generation credit, which indicates that you aren't being charged by PG&E for generation anymore. If you chose to go back to PG&E, you just wouldn't see that credit. You would be charged by them. Although I have AVA, getting energy export credits and bonus credits on the PG&E portion on energy delivered and other. What are these? Yeah, so as a AVA customer, you still have PG&E for your delivery service, and they're still providing energy export credits and energy export bonus credits for delivery charges or delivery service. So those will be used to cover your delivery charges each month. And yes, you continue to have a PG&E delivery charge as an AVA customer. As a new AVA customer, do I create a separate online account or can I see everything via PG&E website? PG&E will still have all of your information and your monthly bills. And so there you can see your AVA charges as well. Where can I find PG&E delivery rate? So if you're an SBP customer, you're probably on ELEC rate. PG&E does have a tariff page on their website, and maybe someone can put in the link to the ELEC tariff where you can actually see the charges per kilowatt hour. So that again about how the delivery charge works. Yes, I will try to repeat myself. I think you're referring to the credits. So as an AVA customer, again, you still get delivery service from PG&E, you get generation service from AVA. So you now have like two separate charges. But PG&E credits you back the generation charges. With PG&E, you still get energy export credits and energy export bonus credits for exports to the grid. And this is on the delivery side of the bill. And that's where you can see energy export credits applied, negative 129, energy export bonus credits applied, negative 158. Those will accumulate just like your AVA credits as a SBP balance, and will be used to cover delivery charges. From PG&E, you will not get the net surplus compensation rates at the end of the year because that's just based on generation service. A question, why doesn't the SBP charge 141.36 reflect the sum of the components above? It should be the sum of all of these. This should be canceled out. Generation charges should be canceled out by the generation credit. Then if you sum up energy delivered, base services charged, these are some extra fees for programs. And then the addition of your credits, you should get 141.36. It does not. Okay, I'd have to look at that. Any other questions? Looks like my colleagues have done a great job answering everything. And again, if you have questions specific to your account, please call us or email us. And this is the webpage, avaenergy.org/SBP, where we will be posting this webinar. There difference in costs between monthly and annual true-up. So as a NEM customer, you would have the option to choose between monthly or annual true-up. But as an SBP customer, you have to be on a monthly billing. or difference in cost for the customer between monthly and annual, there may be a difference in cost. The reason we started offering an annual true-up with NEM is because we found that customers who overgenerate February, March, the end of the true-up year, they may have these credits sitting in their account, and then they would not be able to use them for past month's charges. But with annual, you can look back and use credits that you earned at the end of the cycle for previous months. With SBP, though, credits roll over year to year, so there shouldn't be a difference. Regarding energy produced, is this generation charges? Yes, this is what PG&E is calling their generation charges. What are base services charge and non-bypassable charges? They're on the PG&E page of the bill. The base services charge, that's that $15 a month for ELEC rate. The non-bypassable charges are fees for covering things like the CARE program. There's other programs that are covered in that non-bypassable charges line item. So annual true-up is more flexible for NEM customers who generate. I'm not sure I understand the question, but an annual true-up may be better financially if you tend to overgenerate at the end of the year and you're on NEM. Yes. Keep in mind, though, with the annual trip, we've seen some customers get hit with a large bill in April since they haven't been paying throughout the year. So they are surprised by that. Great. Any other questions? Or if you'd like me to go back to any slide. Our PG&E trip has been about seeing that may be a question for our call center. And if you are already an AVA customer, then your PG&E true-up would increase if you are not with AVA. If there's any commonly asked questions that I should speak to. Okay. When will the recording be online? Hopefully tomorrow. Should be quick. I'm just wondering about yearly versus monthly program with like AVA. Yeah. So if you have an annual trip with PG&E, so you get one large bill at the end of the year on NEM. With AVA, if you chose annual, then you would basically get two large bills, one for AVA, one for PG&E. If you chose monthly, then your charges would be spread out throughout the year with AVA. Not sure if that answered your question. Okay, great. My AVA EEC balance jumped in September. So I'm not sure I'm familiar with the program that you're referring to. Um, you might want to call PG&E or us to provide some more details on that. And then is there a way I can tell on my bill if I chose monthly? So again, monthly true-up is only, or monthly versus annual true-up, you only have the option if you are on NEM. If you're on SBP, everyone is on a monthly true-up, which means you pay for charges each month. Also, for those of you still here, there will be a survey when you exit the webinar. It'd be great if you could take that and provide us some feedback. You just got kicked off NIM. Yeah, SBP just rolled out earlier this year. So if you completed 20 years on NIM, you would have just transitioned recently. Correct. Okay, I'll pause. We have another about 10 minutes if there are any additional questions. Otherwise, let me go back to our website. Where can I find the times of day and dates when export credits have the highest value? That's this chart, but there is PG&E's website has all of the rates listed if you want to look up a specific day and time. And that, I believe it's pgne.com/SBP, solar billing plan. Is there a location on the bill where I can see the monthly true-up charge? I think when I'm saying monthly true-up, I'm just saying that you're charged each month. So the amount you'd be charged is your total AVA community energy electric generation charges. Similarly, on the SB or PG&E page, solar billing plan charges is what you're charged each month for delivery. Great. I think I'm going to end it here. Again, if you have more questions, please contact us, reach out, and this webinar will be posted tomorrow. And if you could answer the survey when you leave this webinar, we would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let me stop.